It's officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock. It's 3:33 p.m. and we're officially off the clock.
Cheers.
Girls. Welcome to the Girls Who Get It podcast, where we navigate entrepreneurship through mastering the quadrafit theory by being financially, mentally, physically, and spiritually fit. Right, ladies? That's it. We should introduce ourselves. My name is Shakila Harris, but I also go by Kai.
I'm Gtgi Junius, and I also go by DJ.
I'm Ashley Hunt, and I go by Ash.
So this is our first episode, guys. So we are we can't believe we made it this far.
We actually...
It's the beginning, but we made it this far.
Literally. Who knew?
Who knew? Who freaking knew? So, our first episode is it's really an introductory for you guys to get to know us and figure out, let's navigate together. Let's navigate this entrepreneurship, this female entrepreneurship world together. Yes, for sure. Again, my name is Kai. I'm the owner of Goddess Fever Hair Salon, the Goddess Fever brand in general. I have a hair salon. I do hair. I've been in the beauty industry since 2017. It's when I got behind the chair, but I've been in the beauty industry since 2014. When I first launched my extension company. I love being in the industry that I'm in. I came from corporate. And I don't think behind the chair was by accident. I think it was super intentional. I was exhausted in the corporate world. I had made it so far up, and I felt like I hit a glass ceiling, and I was just like, I got to do something creative and fun, something that I always loved to do. And that's what kind of plateaued where I am, or that's what kind of led me to where I am. Yeah, that's basically it. That's it in a nutshell.
What about you, Ash?
So after I left school, I went to corporate, did corporate for about 8 years. During those 8 years, I started about 3 or 4 different businesses. None of them really stuck. Finally, I took up lash extensions that allowed me to leave my corporate job, which was such a blessing. And then after doing lash extensions for about 1.5 years, I opened my own space, own studio, which is Artisan Lash. I've had Artisan Lash for about 5 years, and it's been the best thing ever.
I'm Gtgi Junius, the owner of Addicted Eyelash Extensions, and I am in the beauty industry on accident. This was not my path. This was not what I intended, but it has been the best and most rewarding industry ever. I will say I'm here to give my 2 cents on the front and the back of the house.
What is the front and the back of the house?
The front of the house is how you show up to work and how you perform every day and your art altogether. And the back of the house is the business.
We'll definitely get into that later, but that is my favorite thing for you to talk about is literally like how you show up. Yeah. So we'll tap into that later, but I just wanted to put that on record. That's my favorite thing for you to talk about. So I think we should talk about our intentions. What are our intentions on the Girls That Get It? What is the Girls That Get It?
The Girls That Get It is the girls that get it, and they know. She knows. If you understand that term and that terminology all
this together, is the space for you.
This is the space for you.
This is the space for
you. If
you
don't get it, tune in. But if you just don't get it all together, this may not be for you.
Just keep tuning in, and eventually you'll get it. Eventually you'll get it. Yes. Ashley, talk about our intentions, though. What is the Girls That Get Its intentions? Why did we decide to do this? What is our intentions for the podcast?
Our intention is to share the conversations that we have in private all the time.
Man.
To open this up to all of the beauty entrepreneurs, all of the female entrepreneurs, especially like our solopreneurs, because that can be very isolating.
Yes.
We thankfully have each other, so we're able to share these conversations, and we're able to build off of each other and support each other. So I think our intention is just to open up the conversations that we have in private to the women out there, to the people out there that maybe don't have those conversations and maybe don't have that access.
Yeah.
We're navigating this space just like you guys, and we just want to share it with you.
Yeah. I mean, and sharing goes above or beyond, I should say, what we know and what we don't know, you know? So we want to make sure that we are providing information to you guys on this platform, but also, too, that we are seeking advice, information, you know, from others. So we will have guests on the show that can speak to, you know, the
certain expertise.
Exactly.
Certain expertise.
Yeah. And being heavily fit on the quadrafit, being heavily like understanding, breaking down, being financially, mentally, physically, and spiritually fit. Like, it's so many ways that you can kind of accomplish being, say, financially like fit, but maybe you're not mentally, you know, there, or maybe you're not physically there, maybe you're not spiritually there. You know, we want to make sure that we're well-rounded and we have all four bites next.
Yes. And I personally think that's the key, because you can be so satisfied in one area of your life and your business, and then be so, you know, not performing at your highest level in the other. And I think that sometimes we get stuck and we don't feel very accomplished in what we're doing because we're not hitting all levels. So, you know, hitting the top tier of all levels in each arena or each area of our lives.
Yeah, and finding the balance of all of that as well. Like, it has to be a healthy balance in all of that. I know that it'll always be a struggle, but I just feel like when you're constantly working at something, then it gets easier and easier, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when it's all in alignment, it just all works.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, especially physically, because this
That
one
part.
is working on physical, right?
That part.
Everybody is
physical and
working
the
on the
mental
physical.
will take
The
you-
physical and
will take
mental
you where you
will
need
take
to
you
be.
further
Yes.
than you
Anything
can
Yes.
ever imagine.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But I also feel like when you're not mentally and spiritually like fit, I feel like financial really doesn't matter sometimes, because I feel like you could make all the money in the world but not be really
absolutely.
happy, and then it just doesn't even make
Absolutely. I mean, we see that all the time. We see that all the time.
Yeah.
a lot of our peers
Yeah.
and
I
just
mean, us.
and just us
Right.
all
You know,
together.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff is not aligning because you're not
You're not being intentional.
tapping into every arena and being intentional about how you're doing things. So it's over for the hamster wheel. We gotta we're done with it. We gotta get some shit in order, and we gotta apply these methods and these teachings and all of that. And it's not gonna only come from us. It's gonna come from other experts in other areas.
Yes.
So that's what we are here for, pretty much.
How many times have you guys already heard the word intentional or intentions? Because I'm going to point something out. In our friend group, that is like a big word in our
It's
friend
a
group.
big ass word. It matters.
really
Intentions matter.
Yes, it's crazy, but it's like a thing. It's a thing now.
Yeah, it's here to stay.
Yeah.
Not gonna come up. It's here.
One day we got to count how many times we said that word. Let's talk about how we met. Oh my God, Ash, tell the people.
Tell the people.
Tell the people. Okay, how did we meet? So I met. Am I starting? I thought Jay was leading.
Okay, so how we met. I don't want to literally take all of the credit for this, but I'll take 60% of it.
Okay.
It's me. Literally, I met these girls as clients to Addicted Eyelash Extensions, and I'm forever grateful for that, because literally that studio introduced me to so many amazing women. But I have to highlight these two ladies. I met these two ladies as clients, and some shit sticks. Some people stick around, some people don't. Some people I connect with in many different ways, and then others, I don't. Like, I'm always polite. Don't get me wrong. I'm always treat everybody very well when they come through the doors, but some things stick, some personalities stick, and that's just in business and in life in general. So met Ash as a client, and we started working together, and that was like the best relationship ever. And met Kai as a client, and it just grew, man. Like certain people just stick. Certain people are for a reason. Certain people are for seasons. Certain people are for business. Certain people are for lifetime. And if you can navigate those circles and those parameters of people without emotion, and just get to know people, you will learn who is a part of your circle and who's a part of your tribe. And I'm so grateful to have met these ladies through eyelash extensions.
Well,
like eyelashes
brought us together, because we were some years in before you joined us, and then Kai and I joined.
Well, just getting to know you guys individually. I'm not being weird, but not being weird, but like that's been friendships all through my life. Like people don't know people. I connect with people for different reasons, and all different types of people. And you might not even think you would even like the type of, the next person, but once I connected, and I just am a people person. I know what personalities click. So after working with Ashley for however long, and having our relationship in the studio, and then becoming business partners, and getting to know Kai as a client and as an individual, I knew that once I brought it to the table, and once it was a comfortable setting for us to meet, and it could be
outside of those four
outside of those walls, and outside of that, and it could be organic.
Yeah.
I knew that it would
Our
grow.
first outing, I think, was your 30th birthday.
Oh,
It was
No.
actually
it wasn't.
Jimmy
She
Choo-
was
the
No, Deshae. So the first time, our first outing was...
our first outing.
Yeah, our first outing was her...
Because I'm like, no, she was working.
Yeah. Our first outing was your 30th birthday, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting invited to that's a big. That ain't like, oh, let's go get drinks. That's like come to my 30th birthday with like your closest friends." But it was cool. Like I sat at a table with some of I think one or two of your other clients, and then one of both of our good friends, Jerica. Yeah,
mutual friends.
That's another thing that kind of mended us together. I was actually referred to her through our friend G, who is both of our good friends now, and that was like, it was easy though.
So these mutual connections of people kind of bring you together, and even if you don't click with them on certain levels, like we all have relationships with these mutual relationships, right?
Yeah.
But even if they don't click, you kind of navigate as an entrepreneur, as a business person, without emotion, and you land with the people that you can speak freely. Because even some of our mutual relationships, if we got it off the way we got it off,
it
they
would be no more.
So
as
you learn to navigate people, and how you like navigate these different circles or different connections that you have with people, you learn what you can say and what you can't say, or what will step on people's toes, or what will be offensive and what would not. And in those kind of like in those situations happening multiple times, I can say, this is where I land. This is where I can speak freely.
Right.
This is where I'm not judged.
It's a safe space.
It's a genuinely safe space.
And you guys have a safe space with us.
Yeah. Genuinely. Like,
no,
literally. That was the I guess that's what took it to the next level with you ladies, because I have some alternative thoughts, and it doesn't. You get what I'm saying? I feel like it's alternative, and it doesn't always get along with the rest of the masses.
Yeah, we spoke about that before, and I think that's kind of what balances the relationship out. Is because we all nobody is perfect, right?
No.
And everybody has their individual, personalities based off of upbringing, whatever, adult life, whatever they chose to be in places, whatever. So, everybody has their thing, right? And everybody does not like a certain thing. So me being loud or outspoken or whatever, you know, no filter could literally be like turn somebody off, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Whereas you're funny.
You have no filter? You're filterless?
I said no filter. I said no filter. Oh, wait. So our first outing, Ash, was the Jimmy Choo event.
Yes.
The Jimmy Choo event. Let me tell you something about Ashley.
Tell me something. I want to hear.
Ashley has you can see her wall, honey.
Yes, it's very
it
clear.
visible?
The wall is visible. She's super polite. She's super sweet. She doesn't come off as a mean girl or anything like that. So don't get me wrong. But you could tell it's like, I'm going to sit back and kind of watch you, figure out if I like you or not. I'm going to figure out if I like you or not. I walked into Addicted.
Yes.
And the girls were, you know, still kind of like getting dressed, little final touches or whatever. And we're going to head out to the event. And sis was fixing her pants, and she looked up at me like, okay, you here. We here.
You know what? It's so funny. I'm going to let you finish.
Because I already know what you were about to say.
But what's so funny is that what's going on in my head and what's being perceived is totally opposite most times.
Yes. Her face.
We'll get there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we had an excellent time.
Excellent.
We had an excellent time. And then I think the next event was
her birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we had too much fun.
Too much fun.
Yes. And that is when she fell in love with me.
I fell in love with you that first night.
Don't lie to the girls. Don't lie to the girls. Okay, what were you gonna say?
About what?
You said you were gonna let me finish, but
no, just for another time.
Okay.
Sometimes when my face is given and what my feelings are, it's opposite. I was so excited to be there. You know, when you walked in. But of course, you don't want to give too much. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to be too hot.
Wait.
I'm
Typical Atlanta girl.
Listen.
Oh, we didn't even give them that tea, like where we're from and all that.
Yes.
I guess we got to give them that tea. Yeah, so she is a peach, honey. Sis is a peach. Listen.
Best way to
describe
it.
That my face is giving one thing, but at least it's not giving me away.
No. Right. It's not. It's totally not.
Okay, well. Okay. Yeah, so what is the friendship? I feel like we already tapped on that. Like, what is our relationship like? What is our friendship like?
It's open.
It's open.
It's open. It's safe.
Yeah.
It is non-judgmental.
Yeah. It's supportive.
It's
definitely supportive.
It is supportive.
Hello.
I can say.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
It is supportive. And no pressure. It's easy.
Oh my God.
Breezy.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That is it, right?
That's the best one, actually.
Listen. What else words can we give?
It's adult.
It's
adult.
It's an adult
ass fucking friendship.
It's a grown ass friendship. It's a 35 plus
I appreciate
it.
Well, actually, I'm 31, so.
Me too. Me three.
Right.
And don't Google that shit.
Don't Google it. I'm not Googleable yet.
Right. Good thing.
And what would you say like a day out with us is like? Lots of money spent. Okay.
Oh my God.
Kai's on time. How about that?
I'm always on time.
I'm second.
She's fourth, and there's no third. Okay.
I be coming. That's the thing about it. It's like every day I'm supposed to be at work. I'm there. I'm on point. But as soon as I'm off the clock,
your free time.
It's kind of like I'm coming, and you know I'm coming. Right. I'm not gonna not show up if I said I was coming.
Yeah.
But you got to give me grace. Goddamn.
I literally started lying about reservations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
I do that all the time.
Even with the lying about reservations, she's still late.
Hey, it's stress.
But it's okay because it still works out.
Optimistic.
And it's a struggle. And I'm an
But
optimist.
it always works out. It always
I
works
show
out.
up right on time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jesus.
Damn, Jesus.
May not come what you want to.
But I'll be right on time.
How would you define our dynamic? I think it's a really different question than what our friendship is like, because it kind of gets down to the nitty gritty. Like, who
I would define our dynamic as having multiple checks and balances.
I think so for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely think because you and I.
Yes, we
put
relax.
No pressure on each other.
We are relaxed as fuck.
There's a fifth on the first, and we don't even talk about it to the fifth.
Yeah.
Like there's no pressure. So definitely Kai.
But because not for no reason, but for
we understand each other's struggle.
We understand the struggle.
Yeah.
Of being exhausted and like really needing to check out.
So we have all the ideas.
I understand the idea of being exhausted, but I'm like, push through.
You got the
execution. Through.
You got the execution online.
Yeah, like push through.
And that is something I can appreciate about now working with you.
Absolutely.
In a different space. You put a fire under my butt that I never really had before.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I gotta get this shit done. You know, like I don't want to disappoint her or disappoint the crew. And not that I never wanted to disappoint you, but I never felt that pressure.
You guys just flow.
We flow.
They flow. They definitely flow.
And if it stops flowing, it just
we
stops.
65 one day. We just flow to 65. Kai has been such a blessing.
She has been such a blessing, and we can't not acknowledge that. Like you put the flame to us, like let's get some work done, and it's appreciated.
I appreciate you guys though, because it, like we said, the adult friendship. This is like my first
task.
No, it's just like it's different. The friendship is different.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's you grow up with other people, friends from like middle school, high school, whatever, and they're friends throughout your entire life. The relationship is, even though you're adult, it's still not an adult.
No, because you still see each other the way that you met.
Exactly.
You will always be that person.
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then especially when somebody is in the same industry as you, they get it.
Yeah.
Like you just
1000%
get
it's
it.
certain things that we don't even have to say that we understand.
Yeah.
And also not even just being in the same industry, but like being an entrepreneur altogether.
Yeah.
There's certain things that
a 9 to 5er cannot.
Yeah, I cannot teach or talk about. You just have to experience, and once you've experienced it, we can meet back and kind of like commence about it, because otherwise you don't know what I'm talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about, because we're speaking through different lenses. But once somebody is there, you can go there with them.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's easy.
It's so easy. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say something else about finances, because when we had our meeting. That was like a little joke. We were talking about finances. We were talking about finances.
Yeah.
It's escalated.
I thought you were gonna say that.
But no, not into the finances, but about sharing finances.
Sure.
I mean, what a safe space.
What a safe space.
Also, like, once all other relationships, and I can say this personally between you and I, Ashley, because we made money together seamlessly, without so smooth, without nothing. So smooth. It was the smoothest,
smoothest transaction ever. It was smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. It was smooth jazz at 10 p.m. And because that happened so seamlessly, it's nothing after that is a foundation. Right. It's nothing that can't be built upon that. And I don't have those type of relationships with many people, even though I have close relationships with a lot of different people. Making money and talking money as females, as black women, as black people, all together.
As solopreneurs.
Is difficult and is different. And once that barrier is not there anymore, you can build anything upon that. And you kind of see money the same way that we do. So when you're talking that talk and without like hesitation or like feeling like you're being judged in some type of way, it's easy to build a relationship on top of that. So after you're able to talk money and build on money and just openly speak about certain things freely, everything else is a wash. Like you can do anything else after that because that level of comfort in that foundation is already there.
Right.
So I appreciate that with the two of you.
Yeah. Ash, you want to talk about why we decided to start the podcast?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like we already shared that.
No, there's a
We're
why.
No, seriously.
I thought we were, we're letting you guys into our private conversations.
Seriously.
We want to be
Because they
a
are
resource.
private.
Yeah, we want to be a resource. We want to create a community. Financial literacy right now is a big thing in our community. We're so thankful for that. We're all benefiting from that. And just in some of those spaces, there's not a lot of our voices, female voices.
Yes.
Black women's voices.
Yes.
And beauty entrepreneur.
Voices, which I feel like every single one of us has a family member
That is
been
in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
and for some reason we look over that. I know for myself, I was kind of discouraged from going into that industry right out of high school. I feel like a lot of beauty entrepreneurs will probably relate to that. Like it's kind of looked at sideways a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I know for
even
me,
though
it's
it makes
great
the money.
It makes the money.
It's
But we
nothing
will
like
talk about, but there's a difference of making the money and seeing your money. And we
That's
definitely
true.
going to tap
True
into
be.
that
That's
because,
true.
especially for hairstylists, because it's always been a thing. So,
especially for any type
I think it's
of
for anyone
styling.
making cash. It's for
Yeah, I mean,
bartenders. It's for anyone making cash.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, for
Yes.
sure. I was going to say that what kind of really gave us the push to really do it, we were inspired. We went to Invest Fest. Here in
Yeah.
Atlanta, and
There we go.
were, and we
Yes.
were super, super, super inspired by Earn Your Leisure, and kind of tapped into that world, and just we left feeling like it is our time.
Yes.
Like, we
And
have-
encouraged because although we admire the platforms and the information that Earn Your Leisure provides, they don't even have any beauty entrepreneurs
Yeah, no.
speaking, and everybody got an auntie, cousin,
auntie,
grandma,
a cousin.
sister that is in the beauty industry,
Yes.
and there was no representation on their platforms for our industry.
so we said, this is our lane. This is our time.
Yeah.
Like, who else but us?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And to help us kind of close that gap, not even close the gap, but I feel like as entrepreneurs, as solopreneurs, or just people that have small businesses, we get so focused on like that 6 figures. And it's like, okay, and then what?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Six
that's
figures
that's
has
I
us in
got
chokehold.
you in
Yes.
a chokehold.
I think Milano, she said that. She was
said
like,
that,
6
yes.
figures got us in a chokehold,
Man,
got
and
us
then
black
what?
folks in a chokehold. And then what?
And then what?
And
And
I
then-
felt that.
And I felt
Absolutely.
that too.
Yeah.
And just because you
'Cause
you
we
have a
hit it.
skill,
And then what?
And then what?
and just
And then
because you
what?
have a skill, you have an art,
So let's talk about relationships, though, like developing them. Do you think it's hard or easy maintaining relationships in business?
I think it's difficult, and I think it's difficult with people who don't get it or who aren't in business themselves. But I don't think it's hard, but it's just difficult to explain what you may or may not be going through.
I think lines are sometimes blurred a little bit, and sometimes people only know one type of relationship in business, and they think, well, let me put it this way. If you're coming from like a corporate space, right?
right?
You only know how to deal with relationships in that
In
corporate
corporate,
space,
Which
right?
we experienced.
Really?
I feel like it took me a lot longer than maybe it took you to get comfortable
Okay,
in our relationship.
okay, I can see that.
Because I was very, you said you could see my walls. Like,
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
guarded, and I'm like, this is still, at the time, my boss. Like, there is a certain
Line or
comfort
barrier,
that I'm-
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I could see that, but I didn't see your wall. I can see your wall, but I didn't experience your
Right,
wall.
right.
So I think that's just me, like, not
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
guarded or whatever. But I do respect that, but I just think, it's just a familiarity. But I didn't experience the wall. I saw the wall, and I see the wall.
And maybe it
with
wasn't so much a
people-
wall. Maybe it was just like me expressing
Certain
my
things.
personal life. Because that was always like working in corporate.
You
you're
don't.
working
You
with
don't
the
do that.
others,
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
And they
Yeah,
judge
and you
for
don't do that.
everything,
Yeah,
especially as a black
yeah.
woman. Like,
I think the best way to navigate relationships in business is knowing how to read the room.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like the
absolutely.
biggest thing. So knowing how to read the room, knowing that there has to be a level of professionalism, but also to a level of personality and being personable to like your client or your customer base or whatever. So reading the room is like the basis, the foundation of maintaining that relationship. knowing when to talk and when not to talk, knowing when to listen and when not to listen, knowing when to lead a conversation and to just be, just literally allow somebody, to be there, whatever. But at the same time, even when there's an art to learning when to be quiet, but also to still guiding the conversation, still guiding the space, still guiding the vibe in the room. And again, that's the foundation of learning how to read a room. Yeah.
1,000%. And I couldn't have said that any better. It's learning how to read the room, understanding who you're dealing with and whatever, the circumstances.
Yeah.
And that will take you way further if you just slow down and just listen and then execute.
Yeah.
I think
and also too, I think in business, building your customer base based off of who you are allows you to kind of navigate that a lot easier.
And say that again.
Building your customer base based off of who you are,
not who you want to be.
Right.
Not who you aspire
exactly.
to be. Who you
actually
are.
Yes. And that gives you retention, client retention. That allows your business to constantly grow because you're being your true, authentic self.
Yes.
And your business will reflect that.
Like-minded people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so aside from that, are female relationships hard though? Do you think they are?
Maybe they used to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're coming at it from a childhood space or a young space, I feel like our relationships in particular have been from an adult space, a very whole space, and I feel like they've been easy. It's been smooth. It's been natural. Like, we haven't had to force anything.
Yeah, I feel like your female relationship is going to be based off on what you want it to be. Like, if you want it to be a lot of misunderstandings or catty or whatever, then it's going to be that. You know what I mean?
Like, used to. Then
that's what you think the relationship is. Period.
Yeah. And I just don't see that, though, because I come from a mother who was just, like, a girl's girl. Like, literally, when we would be walking down the street or in the mall or something or whatever, she'd just always want to compliment somebody. Not necessarily always want to, but she just not afraid to compliment somebody. So that was kind of like a learning. It doesn't take anything away from you. And then also, too, having sisters. I say that all the time. Having sisters made me kind of, like, be comfortable with just being in a girl space,
Yeah, my mom had a ton of sisters. She grew up with 6 sisters. She also was very, like, she had been burned, like, being like a whole confident woman at that time.
Yeah.
She had just been burned from friendship. So she discouraged that with me.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I, like, found true friends, that she
your real
actually,
group,
like, supported that. Because she had just been burned so many times. So, you get that, like, well, girls are XYZ. But how discouraging is that, being a girl?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How are girls that when I'm a girl? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. You filter. I feel like you filter through. And we all have been in female relationships where they just don't go that way. But for me, when things don't go the way that they should or they go awry, I just kind of be like, okay, well, it is what it is.
And we also got to give ourselves some grace because we were young as hell.
Yeah.
In those relationships.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I really never, my mom being a teen mom, never really had the time to explore female relationships. So her relationships were with her kids. She is encouraging with my adult relationships and new relationships that I, develop along the way. Right. But I personally feel like she learns through me and through my experience in handling people and situations. Just because that wasn't, prior to even having kids, she wasn't a girl's girl. Right. She was my grandmom's best friend.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
one girl's girl.
Yeah, so, and that's kind of, I will say, in a sense, I've taken that. It's like, it's hard for me to have multiple girlfriend relationships because I feel like once that one person is there,
Really?
But I feel like you are everybody's best friend.
In their minds.
In their minds. I was just about to say that. In their minds.
Look, but that's what I know.
In their freaking minds, yes.
In their minds, then I don't know how to detach from that. I don't know what's giving people that. I don't know I don't know what that is. I think it's just because I'm not judgmental. And I give people
your true, authentic self.
I give people my authentic self, but I give people...
You know what? I think you just nailed it.
Yeah.
You're not judgmental.
I'm not judgmental, but I also give people an alternative way to look at things. Because although you feel so strongly and you're articulating this to me in a certain way with all of your feelings, I still may be able to see the other person's perspective and articulate that in a way to you in a non-threatening way.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I may be able to say the same thing a person is saying to you, but because it's me, for whatever reason, you've developed this thing with me, I can just say it in a way that you
relate. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It registers with them.
It registers.
Yeah.
Without
comfortable too for people to speak.
Yeah. Because I want to know. At the end of the day, as you're going through your experience or whatever anybody is sharing with me, I'm taking in the information to be able to regurgitate at the proper time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always a student, regardless if it's in my industry or just communication, period. I'm taking in the information to be able to handle myself accordingly when the situation presents itself to me. So I don't come at an angle with judgment. I come at an angle with, why do you see it that way? Because I want to know what perspective you're coming through so I can either handle myself in that way or the opposite way. I'm always seeing things from a perspective of, how do I handle myself accordingly when this situation is presented to me? Or just seeing it as an angle for me to learn from it. If I'm not learning what to do, I'm learning what not to do.
Yeah.
And I genuinely take everybody's experience, whatever my experience, your experience, whatever is being shared with me, I take it like that. So it gives me the grace to not judge.
And I think you do that up front, like very early in the relationship. Yeah. Whereas I'm probably very
it comes in a back.
But actually, I'm curious to know, like, what were some of like your steps or like ways to kind of get to the place that you are in your female relationships or relationships period, if you didn't really necessarily have like a...
So I had my childhood friends. Yeah. My mom was always, like I said, discouraging against kind of like, girls can be this, girls can be that. Well, once I had them, I met them at 11 years old. I had them up until, 28? Yeah. It was up until then that, those relationships, I think, a lot of people kind of go through their transition.
Yeah.
But you changed.
Absolutely.
Not them. You get what I'm saying?
Well, but yeah.
Everybody. I feel like everybody changes. Everybody just changes in a different way.
But I think this, so going through that was a heartbreak that I'm not really even sure I really dealt with. Yeah. But let me just say this. Going back. Having them, I would have friends. I would meet new women. But I would kind of be like, well, I had these friends. And you were that friend. Almost, yeah. So it's like, who cares what happens with that relationship? I have my girls.
Yeah. Like these ones that I've been knowing for forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I missed out on amazing relationships, amazing women by having that attitude.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful that I went through that transition because, I was open to you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all have been the best.
Yeah. Best as in best friend. No, just playing.
Like you said, I've changed.
Yes.
So it's one thing to get really comfortable with yourself and trust yourself and trust your judgment.
Yeah.
Because I trust myself in my choices.
Yeah. But we share that experience too, because I feel like it was around my 30th birthday too that I experienced some like hardships with like female relationships. But again, me, it was just like, okay, well, that happened and it is what it is. It was hurtful, whatever. But yeah, sometimes it's a sting that kind of really never goes away. Yeah. And it's kind of sometimes when you meet up with certain people, if they have like mutual friends, it's kind of like that elephant in the room a little bit. I'll tap into that in another episode.
I feel like that heartbreak y'all experienced as grown women, I experienced that like 12.
I've experienced multiple.
No, it's a different level. But no, it's a different experience.
But I feel that, and I feel like once I recognized that somebody was able to hurt me that way and maneuver that way, and like amongst other people treat me a certain way, I was like, oh,
this is it. This is the real world.
Yeah, this is how I maneuver. And you can ask my mom, I swear to God. It was Shawnee. She shaped that out.
Do not listen. We ain't going there. Okay.
I'm sorry.
2 hours and 40 minutes.
But
He's
I'm
blocking that out.
But I'm telling you.
Mile marker.
I'm telling you.
Marker.
It was a very pivotal moment in my female relationship friendships that I was like, oh, like this is how women do. Like they may treat you this way, and then once they get around other people, they'll treat you another way, and then when they're back around you, isolated, I'm like, oh, so
I mean that happens, but honestly, I think that happens sometimes in male relationships too, just in a different way than female.
I don't think it's the same.
It shows up differently, but it is the same.
I get what you're saying.
Let's put this out there. I felt that too from people, right?
Yeah.
I think now in my heel space, I realize that those people are doing that. It might not even be at you.
Yeah.
It might be the person
It's a their problem and not a you problem. Yeah.
Like they're not, it's not at you. Yeah. It may not be at you. It may be the person that they've presented themselves or perpetrated themselves to be in front of that person.
Right.
Still hurts nonetheless.
Right. What was I gonna say? You made me forget. I was about to crack a joke, but I forgot what I was about to say.
Life is lifing.
Life is lifing for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what are some tips that you guys have for women doing business together?
Keep it real.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Say what you need to say. Tactfully.
With
untactfully.
respect.
Yeah, but say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Make sure that you guys have created a safe space with each other where you can share.
Yeah.
How you feel. A lot of times what you thinking, like feelings ain't facts.
Feelings ain't facts.
That's true.
I never even heard it put like that.
That's very true.
Feelings ain't facts. They're just feelings.
They're just feelings.
We need
So
we need to tap back into that.
Yeah.
In another episode, like we need to dive into that.
Feelings ain't facts. Damn, girl.
I might need to write that down for myself.
Write it.
And kind of research
Just
that for
apply
myself.
it.
Yeah, like apply it to real life.
I've had to learn that, especially over the last couple of years. I've been kind of going through, and didn't even know I was really going through.
Yeah.
Some of it is just like the isolation of solopreneurship, like being in that box, working with just your clients. But yeah, a lot of the things that sometimes you feel you're projecting, some of the things that you are feeling, feelings ain't facts.
Yeah. So. For me, I think a tip that I would have is that God didn't put it in your mind and your spirit for it not to work, for it not to be a thing.
Absolutely.
So you owe it to yourself and to Him to explore it, to not give up, to live in those hard spaces, to give yourself grace, to give yourself a moment to be grateful for the things that you have accomplished. And I'm still working on that as well, to really kind of slow down and relish in the fact that you're successful, sis. Like, enjoy it. Accepting your own success and not always having a long ass to-do list and you're feeling like I haven't done enough.
Right.
You've done enough, even though you're going to do more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything that we have now, that I have now, I had on a vision board in 2016, 2017. So everything we have now, I dreamt of.
Yeah.
But it's like once you arrive, it's hard because you're still setting that goalpost further.
Right.
Yeah.
So you do have to kind of like live in that moment. And
one thing I would give, one piece of advice I would give to future entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general, is the best advice that was given to me is to not take anything personally. Remove your feelings. Remove yourself.
Business is not personal. Personal is not
business. Is not personal.
Yeah.
Don't take none of this stuff home to bed.
Right.
Evaluate the information for what it is, and understand that it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with the person giving you the information. And when you can see it, through their lens and through their perspective and remove yourself and your feels from
Your
the
ego.
equation
Yeah.
and your ego from
Your
the
ego,
equation,
for sure.
you will go so much further. So just remove your emotion and handle business separately, and you'll go way further. And
That's dope.
that is shit.
Yeah.
What I live by.
I watch you do that.
It's the best space
Yeah.
to be in because I can't. If I fostered all the feelings
Yeah.
that were thrown at me,
Yeah.
it would wipe me completely out. I know y'all think I'm heartless, but I got a heart.
Sometimes she's not tapped into this a little
No.
bit,
But
but
you know
no.
what, the thing is,
But in
like,
business,
why
it's
would I?
perfect.
Why would I be
No,
able
but
to-
in business, it's
It should be able to
perfect.
sting you once.
Huh?
Like things should only be able to sting you once.
Yeah.
And once you deal with it, you
Once
process
I-
it that next time around.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with it a totally
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
way.
And
Because you may be able to bounce back from
Yeah.
something like your wipe off is like, whoop,
yeah.
I'll be under my bed for a week and you'll be
Yeah,
back.
no, I've been gone, long gone, and it is what it is.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
who
not
cares?
like that.
Yeah,
So I have to process it
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah.
I will literally, you will be like,
I could
"What
be
is
sensitive. I could be
DJ?"
sensitive.
you could be sensitive.
Oh yeah, because I mean, as much as it's like it's business, it's very personal. It's what we do,
See, but
what we create with our fucking.
Yeah, that's what I
hands.
was gonna say. Somebody's argument could
But
be
I'm
that if
only
you're
gonna be sensitive
passionate about
once.
it, if you're passionate
I'm only
about
gonna
it,
be
of course you're
sensitive
gonna take it personal. No, you could be passionate about it and not. You can be in that moment in that moment, right? You can. I like to get stuff off, right, and then once I get it off, then I'm done with
Yeah.
it. Like I'll leave it there. So of course you're gonna be passionate about it. So you're gonna feel like it's personal. Then no, that's just your passion.
Not passionate. I can be sensitive.
Shit.
So okay, so give me an example. So if somebody
just
says,
that one time something happens. It's like after I deal with it, like
Uh-huh.
just say in business, I've only gotten one in my 5 years, but like a chargeback. You get a
"Oh,
chargeback,
child,
I am in my feelings about it. I don't quite understand it now.
Why would the fuck would you do
Right
that?
now, why,
We
now
are
listen,
in
thank God the one I had, I won. But,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yes, I
would you
feel
do
you
that?
on that.
Personal.
No,
Yeah.
no, my
After you
chargeback
spent the
was
hours
personal.
doing
it felt
work.
very personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had two in my 5-6 years. I have two, and the one
It
of the
felt
two,
personal, right?
oh my God, it was intentional. It was intentional.
Right.
Sis knew what she was gonna do when she came in there, and it was a referral from somebody else, and I was just so heated and hot about it. I was so heated and hot about it. And I was like, I'm done with her. I'm done with the referral.
I'm
done.
sure the second time you dealt with it was a little different.
Yeah, second time I dealt with it, I
Yeah.
just went through the proper channels of it all and won the chargeback. It is what it is.
Praise the Lord, I haven't had a charge.
You just said
on that. Don't
they
leave me
contacted
hanging.
Jay.
Look,
The Jay already received the money back.
I send you the money back. I send you the money back.
Immediately.
Oh, yeah,
But
me,
see,
like, you know
that person didn't respond to me. She was actually like a no.
No, I get what
Yeah.
you're saying, but she didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
But real talk,
And she called me evil.
Wow.
evil.
You of all people?
Me?
Yeah.
She didn't know you.
And she was a referral too.
She never stepped
great
in.
client.
Evil?
Yes.
That's really
Yeah,
Word,
mine
right?
was a referral of a great client as well. That's why it was so shocking.
Yes.
Like,
My client was embarrassed.
mine was extremely embarrassed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the boos.
Okay, I mean, that's the end of our episode, guys.
So wait.
We
The
made
last thing was like,
it.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What would be your
Why do we
advice?
think this is gonna work?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. We didn't talk about that. Yes,
Yes.
you're right. You're right.
Thank you, Ash. Why is this gonna work?
Yes.
No.
You want me to answer?
Yeah.
I think it's going to work because,
Because we got big business.
well,
big business.
the way our
Players.
minds work, right?
Yeah.
The way our minds work, we literally, our businesses, our brands are our babies,
Yeah.
and we live by it. And all three of us are equally so. I feel like we have tunnel vision in the things that we want to do, the things that we want to accomplish. I feel like we balance each other out. We spoke a little bit about like my, I guess, role in the friend group,
Sure.
but the balance of the three of us and what we bring to the table is amazing.
Sure.
The dynamic is amazing because we allow each other to be
Who we are.
who we are. Yes, 100%. And we're just goal driven, like goal minded, goal driven, and
Are you really goal driven or are you success driven? Not like your goals.
success driven.
Like,
Success driven.
You want to see right?
Yeah.
What this could possibly bring.
No,
right?
no, I don't want to see. I know.
Oh shit!
Talk that talk.
Talk that talk.
I know. I mean, even like in talking to my husband and downloading the things that our vision and what we want to do and our steps that we've taken and, you know, that time that I've taken away from my household,
Sure.
he even sees
The
vision.
the vision.
And he even fucks with it heavy because he sees the vision.
That's
He
exciting.
honestly says the things that I have like shared with him in regards to things I wanted to do in life.
Yeah.
He was like, you know, you probably, those things that you said that you wanted to do wasn't probably the right timing, and it probably needed those 2 extra people and the things that you want to do, and it's just going down a different path in a different way.
Yes.
And he was like, I couldn't even put together a more perfect team than 3 of you guys as well.
That's exciting to have his support. Like
Yeah,
that.
like he sees it. You know what I mean?
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And that's
I
exciting.
told me the other day, she said, I need to call Kai because I need you to get a few things done around the house.
Why putting me as the token?
Doing something.
She got the answers.
But,
She got the answers.
I don't think,
She don't even know. You reap the rewards.
That's an insider, like.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. No, but you do, and I respect that about you, and you not, you know, being able to share that. I love that. I love that for you.
Right.
I'll edit that.
I know. Somehow.
It's giving. Never mind.
We're gonna pick better shit next time.
It's giving JT on Carisha, please.
This is.
Listen, she is Sage. I fuck with her.
She is.
I fuck with
She
her.
is. Oh my goodness.
Anything else you guys want to add to it?
I was gonna say relationships. Like, that was one of the things that InvestFest that was one of the big topics.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Go together.
And I think I met my style.
Oh, that excites me.
Yeah.
And I feel the exact same way. I don't know if you guys have a lot of Libras in your life, but I will tell you this one thing. Okay.
I don't really know horoscopes like that. So.
Yeah, and I don't either, and I feel kind of corny, kind of bringing it up, but but it is a thing, right? You talking about the most ambitious, lazy person you ever So y'all keep the fire under my flame. You guys, there are so many personal characteristics and qualities that you guys have that I totally admire. I don't think I could list them.
I wish you was Sharon, bitch. No, I'm
joking.
What are they specific?
No,
right? I'm joking.
No, seriously. I don't think I could verbalize
I get it.
I don't think I could verbalize it and not cry.
Okay,
it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I'm not like that. Okay.
Well, I'll say what
don't
hit
like
my
it.
heart is when you were like, sometimes I sit back and just like read the group chat and the conversation that you and Ashley be having, and I'm like, these two motherfuckers can take, can rule the world.
That hit me. I wasn't gonna bring it back out, but I heard it. I was
seriously,
Yeah.
I really feel like that. I don't, and me not absolutely like jumping into the chat. I do be like, I'm not the best at multitasking. So when I'm doing something, I'm reading you guys' word, but I don't necessarily feel like my input is necessary because I absolutely trust whatever decision.
It's necessary though.
No, I get what you're saying.
But you're saying you trust.
I trust what you're saying. Not that it's not necessary, but I feel like when I do interject, you guys hear me.
Yeah.
Because you know I don't overstate things.
Right.
In a sense like that. Like I'm not overstating. I'm not overstating anything.
Yeah.
In the sense of like when I speak, you guys know I feel a way about that, or I feel passionately about a certain thing, and I think it should go this way. But I don't feel the need to overstate my point or whatever because I genuinely I trust it. Yeah. It's like y'all can rule the world, bitch. It made me feel. It does. You guys know so much. You guys know so much more about things that I don't know about. You get what I'm saying?
Well, we all bring something to the table.
Yeah. And I feel like
And
what
even just with Kai the other day, I'm like, I trust you, but I also don't want to make that seem like I'm also making her labor.
No,
in a different way.
No.
But I do.
I don't need
whatever
to.
you do, I trust.
Yeah. When you,
I believe that, but before we started recording, they just, they took me down, they tore me down.
Say
They
babe.
That's a
they
lie.
called me
That
a
is a
baby.
lie.
There
They
is a
called me a
babe. Her name
baby.
starts
They
with
called
B.
me
You
bossy.
are.
They called me all these. No, I'm just
1000%.
playing. No, I'm just
You
playing.
are all those
I
things.
receive that.
And we respect that.
I receive it though.
And
I appreciate
we know where
you guys.
It's coming from.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I know that you're a baby of the family. So when you
Baby
I
of the
know
family.
I know
Oh,
she's
right.
a baby of the family.
I am too.
No, real talk.
You don't get baby of the family.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
You give
and don't.
You give older siblings. No, seriously, but she does give baby of the family. So when she articulates certain things, it's all about like reading the room.
You
like
reading the
said.
room, yeah, for sure.
And I don't take nothing personally. I'm like,
Yeah.
this bitch is the baby of the family, and that's how she's talking to us.
Right.
And then when you talk like you run shit, I'm like, here she go with boss Aries mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just receive you however you come, and I make it a point not to take offense to anything. Not that you're saying anything offensive.
Yeah.
But I just,
No, but some people would. Some people have.
it's my scales, y'all. Whatever
we don't
you
make it
give,
weird.
No, for sure
I
not.
literally, and because I've decided that you guys are my girls,
Yeah.
it's a decision.
But I think that's why it works though, because I feel like all three of us are spicy.
Yeah.
And literally when
spicy.
when somebody says something spicy, it's just this laugh. It's laughter.
I mean,
Exactly.
anyway.
Exactly. Because we
And then
say
here go
some
Ashley.
offensive
What? What's
stuff.
funny? What happened? What happened?
No, it's offensive. Some of the shit that we joke about.
But it's funny though.
But
But
it's
it's funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And
I think the key word though in all of this is like we trust each other.
Yes.
1000%.
And
Yes.
that's a choice. That's a decision.
Yes.
We all made.
Yes, and that's a choice, and that's a decision.
So even when it's spice,
Even when it's spice.
You know,
It's right.
where
It's the
coming
right
from.
amount of spice. Yeah, for sure.
Dazzle.
Well, that is episode 1, you guys, of the Girls That Get It.
We have done it. You hear
did
me?
it.
We did
It's
it.
been done.
I can't believe we did it, but it's
I
done.
can't even believe it's done, but we did it. All right.
All right, you guys.
Thank you.
Hey girl, before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and follow us on Instagram at thegirlsthatgetit.pod.